Hello and welcome back to Crit and Crit. I'm Sint.
I'm Axion.
And we are continuing our discussion of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince while we watch Axion wander about in the world of Final Fantasy V. So, is it safe to trust everything you read? I would like a concise yes or no, please.
We live in the era of Facebook.
I would like a concise yes or no, please.
It is not safe to trust everything you read. It could not.
Was that so difficult? But what if the information seems to be correct? Like, they've got some really good, helpful information that's getting you through some actually pretty difficult problems. So, if some of it's correct, shouldn't all of it be?
No.
Why not?
Well, because that's not how things work, to be honest.
If you hadn't guessed, we're basically talking about the Half-Blood Prince's Potions textbook. And specifically, trusting unknown sources. So, as mentioned before, Harry ends up having to borrow a book from school because he was not planning on taking potions because he did not know that Snape would not be the potions master that year, and had not quite gotten an A and O as it is with L grades are weird. Yeah, he had done quite well, like honestly above passing. I think he got basically the version of a B, but Snape only takes A levels or O levels for his advanced potions classes. Slughorn, however, will exceeds expectations, and, well, that lets Harry take potions, but he needs a textbook. And the textbook he gets is a used copy that belongs to the school, said it used to belong to the Half-Blood Prince, who they know nothing about, and has lots of little notes written in the margins of like, no, this isn't right, you should start counterclockwise instead. You should add this instead. Do this before this step. So, you're following the recipes quite closely, but little subtle differences here that someone with a knack for potions clearly wrote down and absolutely excelled in the class. And following these instructions makes Harry incredibly successful at the class and deeply impresses Slughorn. So, I mean, hey, who doesn't want to look good in front of a new teacher? Who doesn't want to do well in a class that you've always associated with being screamed at by someone who hates you for your existence? The problem comes in because it's not just potions tips that have been written down in the book. The Half-Blood Prince, it seems, also liked to experiment with creating his own spells. And I believe we only see two of them. Levicorpus, which Harry first tries just to see what it does in his dorm room, and ends up levitating Ron by his foot. The second one, Sectum Sempra. He only sees that it's noted as 4 enemies. He uses it on Malfoy, and Malfoy starts bleeding profusely. Now, this is why I think Hogwarts should include a rudimentary Latin course, because if you know any Latin, you could kind of tell what these were going to do. Because levitate, corpus, body, float the body. And sectum sempra. Sect, as in section, is to do with cutting, and sempra sounds like semper, always. So, yeah, you just inflicted him with a spell of profuse bleeding that you don't know how to counter. You are extremely fortunate, Harry, that you did this very near Snape. Not because of the trouble you got into, because, oh lord, you deserve to get into trouble for that one. You deserve to get suspended from the Quidditch team for that one. But you're lucky because Snape wrote the spell, so he could fix it before you became, guilty of manslaughter, at best.
Honestly, probably just outright murder.
I would say manslaughter because he did not know what the spell did, so he wasn't actually trying to kill Malfoy, but, oh yeah, like I said, manslaughter at best. We know his intent wasn't there, but I don't know how that would hold up in Magic Court. Or, wait, no, wait, he wouldn't even go to Magic Court, we're just going to send people straight to Azkaban these days.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, Harry puts a lot of trust into the book of someone he does not know, and while their information was very useful for potions, he took it too far with trusting the information about the spells. Even though, like, the book never lied. The book did not try to, sell him lies or anything. He just didn't think it through. He just did not, use that little ounce of common sense that you think he would have gained after 6 years of this. And just did something without thinking and paid consequences. And of course, he dismisses the first person to be concerned about it, aka Hermione, because you're just jealous I'm doing really well in potions.
Yep.
Yeah, she might have been, because she's always prided herself on being really good at her magic school, but no, Hermione's also, holding the one brain cell right now. Like, that's usually how this goes. So, yeah. Another point on the unknown sources thing would be the love potion. To clarify, there's an underclassman named Bromilda Vane who has this fixation on Harry, because he is painted as a hero, and who doesn't want to hang out with someone famous? Harry shows no interest. For Christmas, she sends him, I believe it's anonymously, a box of cauldron candies or something. They're filled candies. Harry doesn't open them.
They're basically those chocolate cherry things.
Oh, the Queen Anne's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Harry doesn't even open
Cherry
it.
cordials, that's the word.
Yeah, cherry cordial. Yeah, he kind of forgets about it. Ron gets into them sometime later. That is when they discover that they were laced with love potions. So Ron instantly becomes smitten with Romilda Vane. And as they've learned in class, if you leave a love potion for a while, they become stronger over time. So he has to take him down to Slughorn to cure him, which is when, Ron gets poisoned off of a bottle of wine, which Slughorn managed to get, and I don't think he remembers where it's from. So we once again have two cases of an unknown source causing great harm to those around them, because somebody didn't check the label, didn't, take care. Ginny brings this up later as well, especially because Harry mentioned, you think I'm possessed or something like, no, I've been possessed, you might have talked to me, but really, don't you know not to trust something that you can't see where it keeps its brain? I thought you learned this lesson from when I got that book that possessed me and nearly made me murder my classmates. That actually finally starts to get Harry to, listen. And I'm not sure if it's just because of it being a specific incident or because he has a crush on Ginny. Maybe both.
It's kind of one of those things of, whatever the reason, we'll take it. It's decent advice.
Yep. And it gets worse when you consider the fact that Harry has the chance to give back the book, because he gets his new book ordered from Flourish and Watson. It arrives, and because he doesn't want to give up his newfound skill in potions, he swaps the books. He puts the new cover on the old book and the old cover on the new book, and gives back the brand new one. So, yeah, when he has the opportunity to free himself of the influence of an unknown, he refuses to take it because there's an immediate short-term gain. And that sums up a lot of society more than we'd like to admit. How many people give themselves long-term harm for short-term gain?
I mean, that's basically the defining trait of a lot of business operations right now.
I was going to say addiction.
Also that.
Don't do this thing. It will be long-term bad for your health. You can insert drinking, smoking, overeating, whatever here. But in the moment, it feels so good. And yeah, Harry, in the moment, it feels really good to do well at potions. It feels really good to, be able to do do these things to feel like you're close to this person who you've never met, even though you have no idea who they are. And yeah, I don't think it ever goes into detail how Harry actually feels about the fact that he's basically learned more of potions from Snape than Snape ever taught him, which is a really funny sentence, but it's 100% true. Am I wrong?
No, it's pretty accurate. But it also says a lot about Snape that he very obviously has all of this knowledge and talent, and he chose not to share much of it with his students. I mean, obviously, you don't want to share the really dangerous stuff, like Second Tempra.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't be sharing the spells you made up. It's like, here, if you do what you're told in basically all of the potions classes, you follow the directions in the textbook to make the potions. It's just like a cooking class. But Snape had all these helpful tips to make your potion better and more effective, and we do not have any evidence that he ever shared those when teaching normally.
Exactly.
Snape is a very gifted potions maker, but either he did not know how to teach these techniques, which does not sound right, or he did not care to, which seems more in line with his personality. But you'd think, as much as he favored Slytherin, he would have, at least given them those tips, and they might have been filtered around. But so this might have just been a pure pride thing of no one will ever be as good a potions master as me. Something much like my 5th and 6th grade music teacher. My dad called him Squidward. That should probably tell you what you need to know about him. But, yeah, honestly, those are the main points I had noted for talking about on this episode. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Not really.
Alright.
I think that bit with Snape kind of wraps up the ending. So it's a short one today, but
That's okay.
I think that sums it all up. Yay, Switch puzzles. See you all next time.
These are not Switch puzzles, you're on an SNES.
Technically, I'm on Steam.
But it's not a Switch.
See y'all next time.
Bye!